Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm gonna give you guys an in-depth explanation and updates mainly on crafting and recalibration in Division 2, and also a little bit of updates on weapon mods and gear mods. I think you guys really need to know all of these things because the way Division 2 works right now, I can say it's quite different from what you have in Division 1, and all of the differences might change your mind on whether or not you still want to buy this game. So stick with me until the end, guys. So let's go and start with how weapon and gear modding works in Division 2. We already play and get the feel of it in private beta and open beta, which just ended a few days ago. I can say for sure that almost all of us know that up to this point how weapon modding works in Division 2. We unlock them through perks by spending our SHD tag, which we can get by scavenging them in the open world, or we can obtain them by crafting. And the beauty of it is, we only need to craft them one time, meaning you don't need to craft them a lot no more. They will automatically gray out as soon as you're done crafting. Aside that, we too already know that the stat on all weapon mods are fixed. They don't have parameters or ranges like we do in Division 1, but what we do have here is a kind of drawback if you compare it to how it was in Division 1. We now get one stat which able to boost up some area of our weapon of choice, like for instance we get plus 10% on critical hit damage, but at the same time we're gonna lose 15% accuracy on our weapon. But nevertheless, we don't yet get the chances to play a level 30 character in open world or DZ on both private beta and open beta, so we can't yet say that weapon mods definitely gonna stay as a drawback for us. We just need to see and feel it for ourselves once the game is launched on 15 March this month. Let us next proceed with how gear mods works in the Division 2. It's quite interesting the changes the developers made on gear modding system in the Division 2. Like in Division 1, we have two kind of modes we can put to our gears, one being the main stat modes and the other one is performance modes. In the Division 2, we have two kinds of mod too. We have gear modes and skill modes. But in this video, I will not go over skill modes yet, just because the developers didn't yet reveal anything about it. So let's go for gear mods. What's so different about them? Okay, first, now we have two types of gear mod, one being the generic system mode and the other one is the generic protocol mode, and both of them only fit to their own respective slot on any gear piece, starting with the blue rarity up to orange or yellow high-end one. And each type of modes gonna have their own subtypes. Those subtypes also will only fit to their own respective slot. Up to purple gear pieces, subtype of each type of modes doesn't really matter at this point as long as you put them into their parent types, the generic system or the generic protocol mod slot. But once you reach high-end gear pieces, the orange or yellow gear piece, the subtypes of each mode types matters at this point. For example, if I have a utility system mode, I can pretty much put it to any generic system mod slot type, but this only works for gear pieces up to purple rarity. When you have high-end gear pieces, you can no longer do that because the high-end gear pieces, the mod slot becomes more granular. Let's say I have a yellow high-end chest piece with one mod slot being the generic system mod slot with utility subtype. That's only gonna allow me to equip generic system mod with utility subtype to it. If the mods, let's say namely defense system mode, even though the parent type is the same, still the subtype is not matched, so basically I can't equip it. Second, all mods have level and quality that determine how many stats present on the mods. It can go from 1 up to 4 stats per mod. Third, both type of modes, generic system and generic protocol, have different stats pool, and some of them do overlap, meaning we can have two same stats on different types of modes which work additively, but generally most of them are separate. Fourth, which I find it very interesting yet could be kind of like a drawback too at the same time, where every gear pieces now in the Division 2, they all have predefined mod slots on them. What I mean by predefined is that, let's say I have two backpacks which are entitled to the same kind of brand, maybe Shield D3 FNC light kind of brand set, where one with the utility mod slot and the other one is with defense mod slot. I can either choose the first one if I want my build be more utility wise, or I can choose to be more tanky with the second choice, and that won't change like ever. I can be either one of those two only. There's no option for me to be more offensive by maybe recalibrate the slot, nothing as such. So each brand set's gonna allow us to have diversity only to a certain degree. We can no longer have broad diversity unlike classified sets we have in edition 1, which allow us to pretty much be offensive or tanky or even have really high skill power all in one kind of classified set. That only works and end with the division 1. So finally, let's go with crafting and recalibration. What is new in crafting and recalibration, guys? Let us start with crafting then. Actually, there's no significant changes in crafting aside from we now in division 2 don't need to buy a bunch of blueprints like every time we level up our character. Back in division 1, once you reach and progress to a certain level, you will need to craft or scavenge for a new weapon which is suited for your current level. And the easiest way would be by buying a blueprint of our desired weapon of choice correspond to our current level. And we need to do this throughout the whole game. Even when, let's say, we already have a blueprint of weapon A at level 5, that blueprint might help us only till our character reach level 10. After that, it basically won't do us any favor no more. We need to buy a new blueprint in order for us to craft basically the same weapon, which then will definitely suit our current level. This brings me to our next point, which once we have any blueprints, we no longer need to buy the same blueprint again, because when our character levels up, the blueprint also levels up. Not the actual blueprint actually, it just means that if we craft something at level 2, it's gonna give us a level to craft the item, and if we then craft something at level 7, we will get a level 7 crafted item. Neat, right? But there's a catch on how that works, guys. As you progress throughout the game, you will need to update your crafting workbench at some point, and that's gonna allow you guys to craft item of higher rarity. For instance, if currently you have been able to craft item of blue rarity from level 2 up to level 7, and then you think you want to craft item of purple rarity, you will need to update your crafting workbench first in order for that to work. And it's gonna require you to spend some credits and materials or resources to successfully upgrade it and finally able to craft some purple items rarity starting at that point. That's how it works. If you're wondering what materials or resources needed for upgrades, you can see it here on the left side of the panel, and as to where you can get them, you can navigate yourself to material or resource overlay panel and find out where to obtain them. Another neat features we can find in crafting are one up here, crafting project, where we can get it active by making any blueprints into project like so. What it does is basically show us the materials needed to craft the item on the open world map view without needing us to go back and forth checking the right materials needed at the crafting workbench. Next, if you guys notice, each blueprints or items found in crafting workbench all have keyword replica or in certain cases improvised. This will help you distinguish which items come from crafting or drops. Very neat. Aside from that, we also have the opportunity to craft brand sets gear pieces now in Division 2. We can obtain the blueprints mainly from looting or few from drops starting from blue rarity up to high-end one. And we do also get some blueprints as a reward upon completing campaign missions. But unfortunately, those blueprints will not come with a brand. You still need to scavenge them in order to get a better brand set blueprints. Recalibration. There's not much different in what we have in Division 1. From my perspective, we only have one feature added this time, and I find it very cool and awesome. We now in Division 2, we're able to transfer stat from the same gear pieces or weapon type from one to another. Awesome, right? Back in the Division 1, we have to recalibrate them multiple times until we get the stat that we want. But with the new added feature we have now, if let's say I have two chest pieces, one have 3 good stat with 1 isn't, and the other one got 1 good stat with 2 are not, I can then transfer the 1 good stat from the second chest piece to the spot of the 1 bad stat for the first chest piece. And it doesn't matter if the chest piece have different rarity, but the items where the stat gets transferred off will destroy upon transfer. In this case, the second chest piece will destroy after the desired stat completely transferred. The same goes for weapon of the same type. but we do have restriction to make this work to a certain degree. For instance, we know that all weapon type will come with 3 kind of talents. Like the high-end one, we have active talent, handling talent, and if I'm not mistaken, holstered talent. If let's say you want to transfer handling talent from rifle A to rifle B, but you want to transfer it to the holstered talent of rifle B, it won't work. You can only transfer it to the same type of talent, in this case the handling talent of rifle B, which will then result in overwriting the handling talent of rifle B and destroying rifle A after the transfer completed. That's all we got right now in recalibration upon release. So guys, that's all for today's video. I will update you guys on everything I know about the state of Division 2. So give a like to this video if you find it informative for you, and subscribe to my channel to get new helpful updates from me. So until next time, ciao.